Sitting at the headquarters of his Austin, Texas-based philanthropic foundation, personal computer pioneer Michael Dell is acutely aware that on that very morning in that very state, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has rocketed himself into space in his Blue Origin space shuttle as millions of viewers around the world looked on. "I'm perfectly happy staying on planet Earth," Dell, shrugging, says with a chuckle. The previous week, fellow 10-figure mogul Richard Branson had kicked off the billionaire space race. Some people saw innovation and ambition. Others saw ego and hubris. Dell saw opportunity. "We're selling to a lot of the emerging space companies," he says matter-of-factly. "You can't do all those engineering feats without an incredible amount of computing power, data and artificial intelligence." Dell has been publicly quiet for most of the past decade, muzzled by fierce takeover negotiations or simply uninterested in the spotlight, or both. His business has done the talking instead. 9 years ago, Silicon Valley and Wall Street alike had written off Dell, the person and the company, both tethered to the then cratering personal computer market, as en route to the same technological irrelevance as Palm or BlackBerry. Yet even then Dell saw opportunity. He enlisted private equity firm Silver Lake and its billionaire co-head Egon Durbin to sidestep the public cynicism, taking his company private for $24.9 billion in 2013, the largest technology-leveraged buyout ever. 3 years later, he and Durbin conjured $67 billion to engineer the acquisition of IT infrastructure giant EMC Corporation. In all, Dell piled an astronomical $70 billion in leverage on his empire, shoveling on debt unlike anything ever witnessed in corporate America. The results have been remarkable. Automobiles, telecommunications, energy grids, hospitals and logistics networks have all become digital businesses, producing ever-increasing reams of data that need to be managed and stored. Dell now sits at the helm of the world's largest infrastructure provider for this activity. "The amount of data being created in the world is just astounding," he says. "It's doubling every 7 or 8 months. In turn, Dell Technologies, at $75 billion, is worth more than 4 times what it was before it went private. Because of all that leverage, Dell, Durbin's Silver Lake and co-investors have done far better, with total gains of more than $40 billion, according to Forbes calculations. Dell's personal net worth has risen to $50 billion. In many ways, he was the architect of the biggest buyout coup of all time. It didn't feel that risky to me," he says. Skeptics had missed the big picture. Dell gushed cash and sat on plenty of valuable software assets to sell. And cheap money provided the ideal conditions to finance a corporate gut renovation. Michael is financially sophisticated.